Hi, welcome to the pre-match show. I've got Salil with me, our cricket expert. Hi, Salil. Very good evening.
Hey Paras, good evening to you. Really excited about the match today.
Oh, absolutely. Wonderful lineups, great teams, a lot to play for. Punjab takes on Bangalore today. The news from the middle is Bangalore has won the toss and elected to bowl first. What are your thoughts?
I think there's no doubt in any captain who's going to win a match in Ahmedabad, you'll really want to bowl first because I think the pitch is quite good to bat on. It's decent enough to bat on for all 40 overs, so you might as
Yeah,
well take a chance rather than just setting a target for a team that's batting second and put less pressure on your bowlers. So I think that's a good call by Virat Kohli and team. And the kind of cricket they've been playing, whether they bat first or they are batting second, I think their batting order has shown some brilliant resistance and performance. Everybody has fired, maybe except for Virat Kohli as per his standards. But I really think that's a good toss to win and putting Punjab
absolutely.
on the back foot straight away.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, you're talking about both of these teams. A lot of exciting encounters have happened in the past. Both teams filled with Indian stars as well as the international stars. When you talk about teams coming from Chennai to an Ahmedabad, from right those rank turners to the ball skidding onto the bat. What are your views about this pitch?
I think the batsmen will be really happy. I think we've entered the second phase of this tournament where the tournament's moved away from a 1KD and a Chennai to an Ahmedabad and Delhi where batting is more easy. The spinners will get the grip later on in the inning. So it's like, the old kind of Indian pitches that used to be there. So I think it's pretty good for at least the batsmen because they've had a nightmare of a time in Chennai. I mean, most of the matches were around 150 mark. So I don't think they have these kind of strike rates. So I think they'll be really excited about this. And both teams have real machine guns in their team. In a Kohli, Padikkal, Maxwell, you have Nicholas Puran, Rahul, Chris
Chris
Gale.
Gayle.
Oh my God! I mean,
Yeah,
that's like 20,000 T20 runs in in one match. Everyone put together. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
some real exciting stuff. Let's hope to see a lot of those sky touching sixes.
Salil, just to bring a point across, RCB have always struggled with the bowling lineup. They had a Mitchell Stark in the past, who's opted out since the last 4 years consecutively, right? So the bowling attack for RCB is very well settled. What are your views about the bowling that they have?
I think this season the one thing that's really been different about oh here's the squad.
Yeah, this the squads here. I mean, talking about the bowlers, they've got one change here, right? They brought in
Yep.
Shahbaz Ahmed instead of a Washington Sundar. What are your views about this, Salil?
I think that's a good change. Shahbaz Ahmed was playing one game before, and I think if you recollect on that 16th over, just after the power play, just after the strategic timeout, he got two wickets of Bairstow and Manish Pandey in
Pandey.
consecutive balls. So he's quite capable, and I think he also backs up the order. He might be slightly better with the bat than Washington Sundar and a
Yeah,
left arm spinner. So I think a good try for them, considering the amount of right-handers that Punjab has. The big hitters like Huda, Rahul.
yeah,
You've also got Shah Rukh Khan coming.
yeah.
So
I mean, looking at Punjab's lineup, it looks very, very good on paper. A few changes for them as well. Yeah,
yeah.
Meredith comes in instead of Enriquez. We see a new name here. In which Harpreet Brar is in for
Yeah,
the tall
they've
left arm
opted
fast
for a
bowler.
spinner. They've opted for
Yeah,
a spinner in Harpreet Singh, and I think Arshdeep Singh has been
yeah,
rested. They've also got
yeah,
Prabh Simran Singh, who I think this young batsman from Haryana gets a chance instead of Mayank Agarwal, who's injured. So, yeah, they've made these changes. While changes look quite promising, I still
yeah,
don't see a sign of a David Malan in this team. I'm
yeah.
really surprised. Why wouldn't you do that? That still remains my biggest dilemma. Whenever I'm talking about the Punjab team. So I think fair enough. They look balanced. They look like a very good side on paper. They really need to fire. The good part is they're not going to be chasing a score on a difficult kind of a pitch. They're
Yeah.
going to be opening and they have to set the target for a good match. so that it makes it absolutely difficult for the RCB batsmen to chase. And that's a lineup which is in some blazing form. So in it's
Salila,
quite
just a quick question. Just a quick question. Punjab really, really depends on the opening batsman that they have. And, with the excursion of a Mayank Agarwal today, is that going to make a big impact?
I don't think so. They already have a ready opener in their side. I think they really should allow Chris Gayle to open the batting. I mean, it doesn't matter. The either of the openers have not fired. They've had a couple of small partnerships, and Chris Gayle has anyway come in the fourth or fifth over. I think it's best he comes up top and he should score. Look to get set in a couple of overs, hit his big shots. That's his best advantage because on a big ground like Ahmedabad, he's not going to run those doubles. If he runs two or three doubles, you'll really tire the big man out. I mean, you have to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
to your strengths, and I think they might realize that. I'm expecting Chris Gayle to open the innings instead of putting any youngster out to play a
True,
Mohammad Siraj who's in some brilliant form.
true.
He's a transformed bowler after the Australia series. He's really grown as a person, as a player, and is a very big asset. I mean, I think he really coolly bowls the last over as well in a match if
Yeah,
you need to defend. We saw that in the last match. So
yes.
I think Chris Gayle should be opening. They should not have the opening woes for in spite of dissing Mayank Agarwal.
True that, true that. Yeah, what are your views about Meredith? The economy that he has is above 10, and anyone who bowls 140 plus always, demands respect. But with him, it's been very scratchy. Any views about him?
I think it was his first IPL. He played a couple of matches, and it was slightly difficult for him maybe to get adjusted to the conditions. Maybe his net practice been really good, and they have that faith in him. He gets he's been replaced for Moises Henry, who's generally slightly like a medium pacer, but Riley
Yeah,
Meredith is somebody who bowls express pace. So they might want to exploit that, with the Yorkers in the end and bowling fast and quick with the line and length. That should be helpful for Punjab if he sticks to his plan. So let's
yeah.
hope these new guys who are coming into the IPL make it difficult for the oldies to stop making history time and again, and let's hope for something new and exciting, right?
Yes, talking about an RCB, they're having a dream run, aren't they? Winning matches consecutively right at the start of the tournament is, we've never seen that in the past. Although they've managed to reach twice in the finals. I hope the dream run for Kohli continues as the whole of India picks upon him for not winning a single title.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely. I mean, Kohli not winning an IPL was like somewhere in 2010, where every Indian was thinking, why is Sachin not winning a World Cup? It's really
yeah,
like that, and everybody feels no matter which team you'd really want to support, you want the King Kohli to win at least one IPL. You know it's going to be a thumping win. And although they've reached the final a couple of times, this time they look really different. It's because
true.
of their bowling. I think their bowling has been brilliant. Their batting has always been fantastic. They've been in all sorts of records and news when it comes to the batting, but their
Hmm.
bowling has always been a problem. In spite of having great bowlers like Kumble or Stark or Dale Steyn, they've not been able to fire. But this time, the Indian youngsters, you look at Avesh Khan, you look at Mohammad Siraj, they've been real revelations. I mean, having
Yeah.
being a purple cap holder, their team is really, really banking on their bowling, who make that difference, that 20-run difference, which they're able to either defend or basically they ensure that they're bowling better than the opponents. So I think that's been their change, and that's the reason why they won 5 out of 6 matches.
Yes. Thank you for these comments, Salil. Some really good insights with regards to the team change, with regards to, how's individual performing, and, quite good insights. And, also talking about, the Punjab batting lineup as of now, they have looked fragile, even though very strong on paper. But if you keep yourself in a KL Rahul shoes, given the changes and the poor performances from the middle order, how much would you target in the first power play, Salil?
I think if Gale and Rahul are opening, Rahul is a free-flowing, opener. He'll start hitting from the first ball itself. His
Yeah,
hand-eye coordination is excellent. Gale would take some time. I think a score of anywhere, upwards of 45 will be something which Punjab will be looking at. I think that makes a very big psychological difference. It also gives them around 15 overs to score 150 runs at, an average of 10 runs an over, which is not difficult considering the kind of lineup that Punjab has. They have a Nicholas Puran who can hit the ball to orbit. They have a Deepak Huda who, because of his batting and maybe team management has thought something, he's coming before Nicholas Puran. So that's one thing I think they need to look at. And they've got Shah Rukh Khan who's got them out of a couple of ruts where they've really lost
Yeah,
4 or 5 wickets for 20, 30 runs. So the
yeah,
capability of hitting those 10 runs an over in 15 overs is really, really important. I think they need to break their innings, their first batting innings into smaller sections to say, all right, in the first 6 overs, let's try to do this and not lose more than 1 or 2 wickets. Then in
yeah.
the second session, when from maybe a power play to your 13th or 14th over, then we'll assess the situation depending on how many wickets have fallen, how the wicket is playing, how many overs are left of any particular bowler. If
Yep.
Harshal Patel is still left to bowl, or you've got two more
Yes.
overs of Mohammad Siraj. So I think they really need to build their innings in that way rather than just having a huddle and saying, okay, guys, let's target 180 plus. So I don't think that's going to work because it's not worked so far for the last 6 matches.
Yeah.
I If they do that, then they would be in a position to score something really really big.
Excellent insights there again, Salil. I kind of lost you in the middle, but now the connection's strong. Barring this, when we talk about a Bishnoi, how important a wrist spinner is in today's times in the T20 format. We used to consider that a leg spin bowler or a wrist spinner, a very, very vital cricketer in the Test arena. And little did we know that, they're going to make a similar impact in the T20 format as well.
Absolutely. Look at a Rahul Chahar, look at a
Yeah.
Rashid Khan, and now look at Ravi Bishnoi. So clearly the formula of having a leg spinner in your team really really works. I think one RCB is also trying to do that with UZ who's really not come, in its full flow.
Yes.
And you can expect that from Shahbaz Ahmed also, who's kind of bowling the same line, but is a left armer. So I think that
Yeah.
makes it slightly difficult for the batsman. Also, that one side of the ground is really big, so you can't really clear
Yeah.
that. And they would want to target that side, bowling it on the pads and making it difficult for the batsman to really clear the boundaries. So they might want to make it difficult by ensuring that they'll see that if you want to take runs, why don't you run those twos? So
Yeah.
I think running between the wickets also will become a very big factor for this team. And I think RCB do have the edge because Kohli, Padikkal,
Yeah.
Maxwell, AB de Villiers, they are brilliant runners between the wickets. I think
True.
if you
True.
count the doubles that both the teams take, that could be the difference on this big ground if the big boundaries are not coming.
Absolutely, Salil. I'll just touch upon the last aspect of today's match is the fielding. When we talk about the Punjab fielding, we've seen a lot of sluggish performances, whereas RCB has been good in the field, but again, a couple of butterfingers here and there.
Well, I shouldn't be talking about the Punjab fielding. Something for their coach to think of. Do you recollect who's the coach? It's John T. Rhodes.
Jaunty Rhodes.
So I'm sure Jonty has had a lot of sessions with the boys, but it could be the way that the game is also going, right? They have not been on the winning side, so you can expect
Yeah.
those your nerves to kick in, and that's when you're you're not in a position to really feel. You don't have that confidence flowing in your veins, so that could be one of the reasons why their fielding has been bad. There's no reason why it should not be good, but let's hope they put up a better show today.
Salil, fans just commented of what we've discussed previously. A David Milan should have, played today. What are your views on this? Everyone is eager to see Milan play, except
Yeah,
for his own team.
absolutely. I mean, we said that, right? But I don't know. Somehow he's not finding either he's not finding his touch in the nets, or or they just want to give the others a little more chance. Maybe they're thinking of playing the universe boss for around 6 matches and then resting him and allowing Malan for playing the rest. Because I don't think Chris Gale can continue playing every 2 days. So let's see. Let's hope we see a David Malan show. If he's able to make Punjab qualify, it'll be brilliant. But the kind of situation we're in right now, it's the seventh match already. They've
Yeah.
won just a couple, so they need to win more games.
Salil, the match is started. Quickly, what are your comments? Who's going to win today? Whom are you backing?
I'm backing RCB to win. They've got the right balance, they've got the right side, they've got the right energy flowing with them. I think they will continue that tonight as well.
Excellent. So all our viewers, expert is backing RCB. If you are wanting to challenge him, you can write to us in the comment section. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sally. I'll see you in the mid innings. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Bharat.
everyone.